Hello everyone, this is Leimomi Keliikuli, intuitive soul. I'm a coach here, and so I wanted to make a video just about, talking about what really is happening energetically when it comes to the energy of jealousy and why that really actually shows up in our life and business. And it's actually much more deeper than what a lot of people may not be aware of. So I wanted to talk from the perspective of a multidimensional perspective, and what does that actually have to do with aligning to your soul's gifts, and why that is important to know. So first, let me introduce myself. I am an intuitive soul. I'm a coach, so I basically help my clients to really just like grow their expertise and get back into what they are aligned to at soul level. And so when we are actually aligned to our unique gifts in the world, that is actually how we create a much more peaceful state and peace of mind. So the reason I'm talking about this is because I've been getting some feedback about what that has to do with having more time freedom and money and feeling valuable. And this subject is like really basically the end product of when you are totally in a catch-22, totally in misalignment. You end up with a lot of people who really disempowers you energetically. So today I want to talk about, why do people get jealous of you? And you may be feeling this bitterness or this kind of like unexpected negativity or negative feelings, or you're maybe in this chaotic situation. And I'm talking about, I know like people see this maybe with other people around them, even if you don't have this symptoms right now. I do just want to let you know, like, what is the real root issue of why that's happening. So why this can actually be the reason that you're not creating peace of mind, and why that is actually there. It relates to actually soul alignment. So first of all, I'm going to explain about how it relates to your gifts. So whenever we are like aligning to what we're at soul level, we're actually going through this journey of going from who we are and who we're not, right? So when we're constantly engaging with people, we actually end up engaging with people who are very bitter, very jealous, very lost, right? Maybe really depressed, or not knowing who they are at soul level. And the reason that we end up with those people around us is because there's some part of us that's not aligned. So this is actually a very big sign that you are not in alignment in some way. If you are experiencing that kind of disempowerment and that kind of jealousy, or that kind of like other people attacking you in some way, there's something that you're not valuing about yourself. And when you are in alignment, it actually doesn't exist in your reality. So this doesn't happen to me like very rarely, or like once in a while when I know that I'm misaligned. But this is one thing that you have to understand, is that the jealousy and what you are at soul level, there is a misalignment somewhere. So this is why you need to get into alignment. If this becomes your reality a lot, where a lot of people are jealous or not really understanding you, you're having communication issues, or you're feeling very disempowered in some way, it has a lot to do with you not being aligned to your soul. So I mean, that's just one of the major issues, that underneath all of the chaos, that's actually what's happening on an energetic level. But let me kind of take a step back and kind of explain how do you know where you are aligning to at that moment. So, and I'm sure you've come across many people like this, who have that jealous energy, who feel very bitter about everything in life and very negative. So the reason usually that they are very negative, or going in that negative route, It's because they're usually not aligned to their first gift. They're usually aligned to the third gift. So what is the first, second, third gift, right? What I found is that every soul has a unique energy. We all have the same 8. We all have the same kinds of energies, but it really all depends on what is your primary, secondary, or your third gift, okay? So we have our primary. Our primary is the one that brings us the most abundance, that makes us feel the most happiest, that brings in more money, more time, more freedom, more every kind of abundance you can think of, okay? But when you're aligned to the second and third, the reason that it's misaligning for you is because it is actually what you help serve other people with. So, like, let's say your main gift could be love, and then your second and third could be all about, self-expression, and the second could be self-expression, the third could be order. When you are aligned to what your second and your third, which is the self-expression or your order, when you go into that energy, this is when you start to experience a lot of anxiety, a lot of problems in your relationship and health, and then all of those effects are going towards your third gift, which is what misalignment feels like, basically. So when you're aligned to the third and the second, it feels like you're working 10 times harder, 5 times harder, right? When you're in your third, you're working 10 times harder. When you're in your second, you're working 5 times harder, and it just feels like you're in this chaotic situation. And no matter what you do, if you are still aligning to the second or third, all of these misalignments, they cause a ripple effect in the rest of your lifestyle. And the end product, okay, by the way, is jealousy or gift envy. So when you're in your third gift, this is actually when you experience a lot of jealous people and a lot of disempowering people who actually blocks you from having access to your main gift. So remember now, when you are in this circular motion of going into your main gift, you're going to still be aligning to the third and the second, but the reason that it's so hard is because you're continuously going in the wrong circle, okay? So this is actually my logo, and it actually purely explains everything about the soul's gift and what's really happening when you're aligning in the wrong direction, okay? So when you're in your third gift, by the way, you're aligning in this ring. So let's say this is source, this is what your soul is, this is what you are at soul level, right? In the middle of what you are at soul level, here at the middle, that is the part that you must align most of the time, most of your life towards, is your first gift. Your first gift. And it lies in that first ring. And then when you're aligned to your second, you're going in this third ring. And when you're in the third, you're actually aligning to the bottom ring here, right? So let's say at soul level, you are going in this right trajectory. Like when we first are born, we are actually very, very close to our soul, and so we are always expressing our first gift. But the more we experience life and more experience different things in our life, we end up more aligning to the outer rings. And so the third gift takes longer time to get to this experience of feeling in flow and in alignment. The farther you are away from your first gift, the harder it is for you to express your sacred work in the world, okay? So I just wanted to show this quick diagram just so I can explain how is that related to jealousy. But The main thing that you need to know is that when you are aligning to the third there, right, when your energy is more in the outer ring there, you spend more time in the chaos trying to fix the issue when really the main issue is you're not aligned to your first gift. And so the miscommunication is getting worse. You're feeling more like overwhelmed, and you end up with a lot of people who just continuously make you go in the wrong ring over and over and over again, and where you don't really get peace of mind and you don't really feel closer to your main gift of, which is in the middle here, of becoming aligned to source. I'm just introducing this concept to my audience, so I just wanted to share with that how is that actually related to my Being Alohi logo. It goes really so much more deeper than that, but I just want to explain that that's where jealousy is actually coming from. Jealousy comes from the energy of lack, right? The lack of feeling valued. So the longer you are in your third gift or your second gift, money stops. People pretty much like keep misaligning you, and you're in this spinning your wheels effect, right? You're in a catch-22. There's so many others that who don't understand how to communicate with you, and you don't know how to understand to communicate with them. And so you're just experiencing the opposite of peace, which is chaos, right? So when you really want to have peace of mind, the only way is to go within. We always say go within. And going within actually has a lot to do with being aligned to your main energetic quality of what your soul is. So when you take action towards what you are at soul level, this is when you're going to experience more deeper levels of alignment and peace inside. So the first thing you actually need to understand is the reason that the jealous people are around you, or you're feeling a bit like overwhelmed and kind of bitter about the situation of why people are like creating these chaotic situations, is that there's some form of you that is experiencing what we call gift envy. And gift envy just basically means that you're aligning to who you're not. And the more you act upon who you're not, the more you get away from source, right? And you end up in that outer ring of this constant cycle of not being aligned to the first gift. And so your mind never gets calm because you're constantly bombarded by other people telling you, you know, you're such a bad person, or, you know, you're not worthy to have all that money, or whatever they're kind of throwing at you. The reason they're throwing it at you is because they're just showing you that you're not aligned to your main gift. You're aligned to usually the third or the second. Okay, so the reason that's happening is because you're going around in the route that's not most aligned to you. So you don't monetize, you don't have the right people who supports you, who actually goes against you, and you don't have the ability to have more of that time freedom or that liberation that you're looking for. So in order to get into your first gift, right, instead of the second or the third, is you actually need to face your illusions or beliefs. Face your illusions and beliefs of why that kind of people, places, and things, they're just reflecting something that you haven't really addressed inside. And it has a lot to do with value, about you feeling loved and valued. So the only way actually to stop it is start talking from your first gift, stop acting towards your second and third, and look at where in your life and in your business that you are taking action that's more not resonant to your soul, right? Like, so for example, you know, if your energy is love, but you're aligning too much to order, you're going to end up with a lot of people who want order, who are creating more chaos in your life, right? Rather than having loving relationships, which is what you actually want, which is more that loving connection, right? Healing, love, sacred space, peace within, right? So you first actually need to see where you're having this envy. And when I say envy, I really mean like the parts of you that you don't feel comfortable about saying out loud, or doing the things that is just not who you are. And so when you stop doing those actions, then you're going to be able to meet the illusion about what your main gift is about. So like, let's say your main gift is power, and you're constantly creating situations where you do help other people, you inspire them, you get them in their power, but you yourself is experiencing disempowering relationships or people, places, and things where you don't have the freedom, you don't have the time freedom, of course, too, and there's no money coming in. So the illusion may be that you yourself haven't really addressed your power issues about certain people in your life, or intimate relationships, or how you perceive power, what power means. Maybe you have some distorted belief that powerful leaders is they just burn everything down, and they're just fire. And so you have this illusion about fire and what fiery relationships mean, right? So you have to go into the root cause and look at why you are thinking that is wrong. Okay, like in a negative way, right? Why is that wrong? Of course, it sounds wrong, but actually when you look at it from a bigger perspective, having people who actually lead people in a direction and people actually follow gets us actually out of like crazy emergency situations, right? Like, if the building was burning down, if there was somebody leading everybody's out the building, right? But the way that we perceive it as wrong, as that's being wrong, then everybody's all stuck in the building because nobody led in the first place. Okay, so there's a purpose for your gift. So don't think of it as a negative thing. Think of it as a positive part of a bigger equation of how you help everyone else, right? If your energy is order, how do you bring order to people and that are super messy, right? So, and then if your energy is love, then how do you love people who don't feel love at all, right? We all have a particular purpose, a particular type of energy that we bring out into the world. So why do we try to be who we're not? Why should I act like, because my first gift is love, why should I act more in power? It doesn't make any sense because my energy is more of this calm, more this presence, more this loving energy. When I go into my power, then you can see, a different side of me, but it never ever serves me at soul level. It always serves somebody else, right? So this is what's happening when there's jealousy going on. Is that you're aligning to the qualities that you are not at soul level, or it may be your second or your third gift, but it serves other people, but it doesn't serve you. It doesn't actually bring any abundance for you. It actually makes you work harder, makes you feel more uncomfortable, more inauthentic, right? So that's the main thing, is you got to see, why are you meeting these illusions? Why do you have to meet this illusion about what your main gift is about? And you have to be really honest with yourself. Where did that come from? And how are you going to show up more differently, right? Then the third thing is you need to actually stop creating, and you need to actually start creating from your own unique perspective. And this is the one thing that actually what soul alignment is about, is like bringing out your sacred work. And you may be bringing out your sacred work, but what's causing you from bringing out your sacred work is your health, your relationships, maybe even your self-worth, right? Not showing up completely, not being visible, not like getting out there when you need to do the outreach to get more people to surround you, right? To create community or whatever that is, right? And so when we experience actually jealousy, we are actually experiencing the opposite of that on the flip coin, right? Which is people who don't support you, that don't understand you, that causes you to lose your energy, that causes more and more ego sabotage or relationship issues, right? And you're going in a negative spiral. Okay, and I'm pretty sure you see this with other people. So even if this is not you right now, this is a really good thing thing to share with your family members or whoever is having this issue come up over and over again. They're becoming bitter because they themselves don't feel that soul alignment at all. They don't feel what their gifts gives to people. And so that's what the second and third gift does, is it serves other people, but it doesn't really serve you completely. It gives people the outcome, the experience, the feelings of, you know, them getting into their alignment, right? But it never serves you completely because you're constantly in this chaotic situation with other people pulling you away from your main first gift. Okay, so the key for this is go back into your first gift. Don't care about why people are envious about you. Stop reacting. This is the hardest part. This is why jealous people continuously kind of attack you, is because you're reacting to them. So when you stop reacting and start expressing who you are at soul level, your energetic field expands and those people just kind of disappear. Those people, places, and things that created all of this chaos, this jealousy, this uncomfortable feelings. Yeah, sure, you're going to have one here and there. And of course, as you grow, you become more famous or things like that. There are going to be people who are that negative. But it doesn't affect you. You just be who you are. But so now you need to know, like, well, what does that mean in terms of me aligning for me creating a better health, creating better relationship? How can you help other people also, right, that are experiencing this jealousy? And this is the number one reason that we never feel this sacredness of our soul to come out into fruition. So actually what people need to start doing is stop reacting and looking at other people, but more look at what I am. What am I expressing? Who do I want to help? And move from that place, from the center of who you are, right, and outward. Because when you are experiencing all of that jealousy energy, you're doing only, like, how can you react to outside here? So then the core of yourself is missing this depth, this deeper understanding, this self-realization. You can never actually create the outside world. You can only recreate the new reality that you want to create within. So I just thought I wanted to explain this to you guys, because just so you have this idea of where that actually is coming from. It comes deeply from you being misaligned in your third gift, and sometimes you're even aligning to the other ones that's not even your gifts at all. Okay, so that is why it's so important to come back to what you know you are at soul level. Come from soul alignment, align to what you are creating in your business, right, in your life, changing the mindset, and bringing in this new kind of like way of living, which then later on you create a conscious awareness of all the people around you and inside of you are in that alignment also. So this is actually why I created my 14-day, my 30-day program, all based on my soul aligned manifestation method program, which is the 14-day program, and also the 30-day program, which is to activate your highest psychic gifts. So when you are aligning to your higher psychic gifts in this way, this is how you end up being a bigger level of your service. You start monetizing your gifts because you're speaking from your own truth. You are aligning to what your soul is made of, right? And so what I do in the program is I teach you how to look at what your first gift is and your second and third, right? How do you serve other people so that you can constantly be engaged with your audience from your first gift. And so we're actually starting, my next program, the 14-day program, coming up soon. And so if you're wanting to know more about what your main gift is and how's that related to your third and your second, and how to create better relationships, and how that's going to change your health and your awareness and all of that, you do need to know your three main gifts. So you can look at my website at www.LeimomiKeliikuli.com. And of course, the Work With Me page shares all of the things that I offer. But the main thing is you have to remember that you have to know what your main soul's gift is. And so having your 3-hour blueprints could very much like help you, or even your other, family members, to understand how they're designed. And then from there, that's how you start to manage all the other misaligned people that are causing all of this jealous energy around you. And it's actually pulling you away from your first gift. The whole reason that it's there is because it's just ego sabotage, pulling you away from what you know you're at soul level, so that you can actually stand in your own truth. Your own truth comes from when you're first and foremost what's most important, your main gift, right? Second and third is just a part of you. It's just how you express yourself, but it's not the main thing that you value. The main thing you value is the main one, and that's where you're going to feel peace inside and outside. All right, so if you guys have any other questions, oh yeah, by the way, my LeimomiTV is on my YouTube channel. You can just look me up with my name. If you want to have like more of this kind of information, be sure to go on my YouTube channel and subscribe there. And also my Soul Alignment Leaders for Conscious Living is also another place where you can engage with other people who really, really believe in aligning to their soul and, living consciously. So if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm open book. I love answering questions. Of course, if I'm not coaching you, right? If it's coaching, then of course you're going to take my programs. But make sure that if you are doing what you're meant to do, you're going to see that all of this jealous energy, all of these people, places, and things that are not aligned to you, they just don't exist in your reality. They really don't. If they're existing in your reality right now, it's because you're misaligned somewhere. You're creating these energetic misalignments, and then it's causing more you to not be in your main gift and being who you are at soul level. So the only way is get into your main gift. Don't even allow any of those jealous energies to even be part of your reality. And you're going to find that you will be much more peaceful. You're going to feel much more this alignment that I'm talking about, and in this flow, and happier. So my goal really is to create peace on earth, help people to feel this peace within. And it all starts with aligning to who you are at soul level, which is your soul alignment. All right, I hope that enlightened you. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. Have a beautiful day. Aloha.